House or condo, two classic paths to homeownership. But which one truly fits your lifestyle and your wallet? Which one really delivers? On the left, the timeless house, your own private sanctuary with land and space. And on the right, the modern condo, urban living with convenience and shared amenities. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result could surprise you. Okay, real quick, here's the roadmap for what we're comparing. First is the initial purchase price, then monthly costs, maintenance responsibility, location and lifestyle, investment returns and appreciation, amenities and shared resources, demographic appeal, and finally, rental income potential. So if you want to see how these stack up, stick around. Let's kick things off with the initial purchase price. Now, a house, you're looking at a higher upfront cost, like 18–30% more compared to a condo. You do get land value with potential appreciation, which is nice. But honestly, the bigger down payment makes it a tough entry for a lot of buyers. With condos, though, these are way more accessible for first-timers. On average, you'll pay about 18% less than for a house, and the lower barrier to entry is a total game changer if you just want your foot in the real estate door. Yeah, land ownership is limited and appreciation can be slower, but you can actually afford it. So if we're scoring winners here, condos totally take this round. Next, let's talk monthly costs. Owning a house means control over everything, no HOA fees bugging you, but whoa, average expenses are up around $3,800 a month. That's $530 more per month than condo living when you tally up taxes, insurance, and all those little extras. Now, condos, you still have HOA fees, usually $150 to $700 per month, but those cover maintenance. Insurance is also like 20 to 30% cheaper. Sure, HOAs have a reputation for those sneaky rising fees and you get a bit less say in the overall expenses, but your wallet will thank you every month. Bottom line, condo wins again. Let's move to maintenance responsibility, and oof, this is a big one. Have a house, you're in charge of everything: roof, HVAC, water heater, all those glamorous repairs, right? Annual maintenance can run you over $18,000, which is no joke. The upside is you control every improvement. With condos, most exterior upkeep and the headache stuff is handled for you by the HOA. You're looking at average yearly costs around $9,600 instead. Hassle-free living sounds pretty tempting, even if you can't renovate every little thing exactly how you want. So for the stress-free folks out there, condo is the winner here. Oh, and here's something cool. Did you know that in 2025, downtown condos are showing a 2% higher ROI than suburban houses, and they cost up to 30% less per square foot in urban work hubs? That's actually wild. Alright, now let's get into location and lifestyle, because this one is super personal. Houses, they're usually found in suburban or rural spots, more space, loads of privacy, perfect if you're raising a family or want a yard for your dog to run around. Downsides, way less walkable, longer commutes, and forget about grabbing late-night food on foot. Condos, total opposite vibe, right in the heart of urban areas, walkable, you can step outside and hit a cafe or the gym. Privacy is less, space is smaller, but man, the convenience is unbeatable. You know, honestly, it's a total tie, depends 100% on your lifestyle. Let's talk investment returns and appreciation. With a house, you typically see about 5% yearly appreciation, especially thanks to that land value. It's the classic equity building path, but high maintenance can eat into profits, and sometimes you won't see returns for years in slower markets. On the flip side, condos have been surprising people lately, 8% yearly returns, and in downtown areas there's a 2% higher ROI compared to houses. Plus, occupancy rates are crazy high in tough times. That said, appreciation is usually a bit slower, and prices did slip by 1.4% this year. Bottom line, houses have crazy long-term potential, condos are the quick hitters. Gotta call this category a tie. Now, amenities and shared resources, this is where the lifestyles really drift apart. With a house, you have to pay for everything you add. Want a pool or gym? That's on you. The plus side is it's all yours, zero sharing required. With condos, here, where it gets kind of amazing, you get all these amenities, pools, gyms, secure parking, and you split the costs with everyone else. It's sort of like living in a resort, but you trade off some personalization since there are rules involved. Still, if you like having cool perks with minimal effort, the condo wins no contest. Moving on to who actually wants these properties: demographic appeal. Houses are the classic family favorite, more space, easier for folks looking to settle long-term. But with rising prices, a lot of young buyers can't actually afford to get into the game and first-timers get overwhelmed. Condos, though, they're magnets for younger buyers. Like 72% of young people prefer condos in 2025. They're also perfect if you're a working professional or a renter thinking about owning. There are some market hiccups. Condo sales dropped 5% and there's more inventory lately, but generally, condos appeal to a wider range right now. Another win for condos. Last but not least, rental income potential. When you rent out a house, it's usually families that move in long-term and you might score higher rents. But urban houses can have 15% vacancy rates and there's actually lower demand than condos these days. Condos are where investors are swarming. Over 90% occupancy rates in the city, strong yields because they're close to jobs, and if you want to build a portfolio, it's way easier to buy multiple units than multiple houses. Yes, you'll have smaller units and sometimes a flooded market, but for pure numbers, condos are the rental income winner. If you mapped out all these categories on a radar chart, you'd see condos pulling way ahead in the wallet-friendly and hassle-free zones, while houses hold their own in privacy and space. The ties, that's where your personal taste absolutely matters. So, real talk, if you're a first-time buyer, a young professional, or looking to invest without lots of headaches, a condo just gives you more for your money and your time, at least short-term. But if your dream is having a yard, full privacy, and you want to put roots down for years to come, a house is still the gold standard. It honestly comes down to your stage in life and what you care about most. Hey, if you found this comparison helpful, make sure to bookmark or share it with any friends who are stuck on the same decision. Everyone could use a little clarity when it comes to real estate.